fell in at Jacksonville or a team like the Jets. And it feels like if everybody acknowledges that the first quarterback off the board is going to be Shedeur Sanders, he's going to be the number one overall pick. You got a bunch of teams out there that need quarterbacks, and all of a sudden they're looking at the draft going, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I go next. So my ugly for the week has been an ugly that we've seen play out way too many times. It was brutal, the scheduling last week in the NFL. And then you start to look at the bottom of the league and you realize, man, we are bad and we've got no hope to be good anytime soon.
We are Sports. This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Longhorns football plays here.
It's a handoff. Gibson sweeps to left to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas. The freshman, Jared Gibson, his second collegiate touchdown, and just sliced right through the Wolverine defense. First of the ball's picked, intercepted, picked off by Andrew Makuba, and the Longhorns have it. Makuba.
Longhorns football plays here. Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
On 35 going northbound at East 38th and a half Street, we have an accident that is going to be blocking your 2 left lanes. It's going to be stop and go back from 32nd Street. And on 35 Frontage Road going southbound at Yeager, you're dealing with an accident. I'm Warren Shore, and that is your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Lottery.
'Tis the season we could win. Lots of cash. Could you just give us scratch tickets? Lots of cash.
This season, give them what they really want. Give them holiday scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Play responsibly.
The cleats have hit the field. Kickoff is here. Game day's arrived and Specs brings the cheers. Ice-cold beers, team-lifting spirits, cocktails in a can. Score 'em all and hear your fellow football fans chant, "You the man." And with Specs' largest selection and lowest prices, you can make every game day feel just as nice. Before the players start running their routes and schemes, run a route to Specs for your game day needs. Specs, cheers to savings.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Had enough of this country? Ever dreamt about starting your own?
I planted the flag. This is mine. I own this.
It's surprisingly easy.
55 gallons of water, 500 pounds of concrete.
Or maybe not.
No country willingly gives up their territory.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Bullets.
Listen to Escape from Zakistan on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Escape from Zakistan to start listening.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KBET AM Austin, AM 1300, The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Leander, and Silsbee, Texas, or wherever you may be listening. This is a Wild Out Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. We will discuss. All SEC teams were announced, and there was some people that were left out. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us at 7:40 to talk about this Texas Longhorn football team's playoffs. And, of course, we've got to talk to him about the women's basketball team. We also have a story that you do not want to miss, and it does involve Brett Favre. We'll also talk about coaches' incentives and the question of the day. Are we in a time where the transfer portal and the NIL is taking over the landscape of not just football, but of college athletics? I definitely want to talk about that. Joining me on the show, first off, I am Mike Hardball Harge. He is a WWE Hall of Famer. He is the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
That's right. Good
and
morning,
of course, we got our guy Khalil behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. We'll also be giving away some tickets today to see Ghost. And so make sure you're paying attention because you're gonna end up using that talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. But if you want to leave a message, all you got to do is leave one, and we'll hear it instantly. And if it's good enough, you might even hear it on the air. All right, let's get right into this. Caitlin Clark was named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Now, for me, I don't know all of the regulatory rules to put you in that type of position, right? So you get named the Athlete of the Year. You must have done something great during this time. You have created conversation. You have created a level of notice, right? Like people are noticing what's going on. You become the all-time leading scorer in college basketball. You go on to the WNBA. You change the game the way WNBA is played. You change the viewership. You've done a lot. But my question is she the Athlete of the Year in your eyes?
Yes. And it's not even close. When I say it's not even close, let's go back to the college game, the college season. She killed. She gets drafted. She changed the complexity of the league that she was in.
Right.
Everybody in WNBA averaged before her, the Caitlin Clark effect is what I'll call it, averaged about 3,200 seats.
Yep.
People in the arenas. There were a lot of teams that were in small arenas, little town convention center makeups. You're not even real sporting arenas.
Right.
Every game that Caitlin Clark played in, they had to move to the buildings where the NBA team played because they sold out of tickets. Every city. Okay. Nobody else did that. The history of women's basketball. And it wasn't a black-white thing, which a lot of people made it out to be. It was a talent thing and a jealousy thing. And she got picked to be athlete of the year, but that don't make up for the fact that she wasn't on the Olympic team.
Well,
and they struggled because they didn't have a point guard. She went in as a rookie and led the league, Harge, in assists, turnover ratio, 3-point percentage. Like she took over the league.
Yeah, but I still don't have a problem with that. I still don't have a problem with
but
that.
The money. It always goes back to butts and seats and the money. Every one of those girls that played or women that played in the WNBA should be sending her a Christmas card saying thank you.
They may.
They should.
I mean, they may. She's spoken out on a lot of things. She's done some different things and she's done great things. But let's just say this. What's wrong with Shohei Ohtani being the athlete of the year?
Shohei Ohtani.
He did something
nobody's ever done
in the sport. He had everybody, all eyes were on Major League Baseball because of what he was able to achieve. Now, I'm not discrediting anything that Caitlin Clark was able to do. I mean, I think they got it right. But what's the discussion about?
You're a baseball guy. Of course you're going to say that. We had this year in weightlifting at the Olympics for the first time since '84, we won medals because of
but you can't give it to
rules.
all of them.
But I can't give it to the U.S. weightlifting team.
Right. But I'm saying you could give it to Shohei Ohtani for what he was able to achieve.
Yeah, you could give it to the U.S. weightlifting team.
But it's not the athlete of the year. It's the athlete, just singular. You could give it to Scottie Scheffler for what he was able to do in golf. I'm just curious to your point, the financial part of it? Because she did go straight from college, straight into the WNBA. I mean, she didn't even have time off, which was why she was fine with not playing in the Olympics. She wasn't the one complaining. It's us that was complaining that she wasn't there.
Hard. She was taking the high road.
Good.
And that's honorable she got rest. That she took the high road, but she knew she was deserving. They took people on that team, on that Olympic team, that never played a minute.
Did they win gold?
They won gold.
That's the ultimate goal, right?
But you know what? The record for the women's world team, the undefeated streak, and how many times they've won the Olympics and yada, 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 was put at chance because they wanted to have the veterans on that team. And we had Fran Harris on, and Fran said, Mark, that's the way it is. The women's game, we do the veteran thing. And I get it. But the causality and effect of what Caitlin Clark did as a movement, Time Magazine, People Magazine, every magazine you could think of, every internet site, every sporting event, she was making appearances, all the night shows, the talk shows, the morning shows. She did everything. I ain't see Shohei Ohtani on all of that.
Well, he was playing at nighttime.
He baseball season, perfect. Mm-hmm. It's all about him. The signing a damn near $1 billion contract, yeah, everybody was all on it. But for the world, the entire planet, Caitlin Clark can't go nowhere without them. Shohei Ohtani is in a baseball niche market for sports. Caitlin Clark is worldwide.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why
Shohei is Japan, dog. He is
Japan and the U.S.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
it might be a couple of people in Cuba and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic that know him.
Right. There's a lot of people that know him. He had 12 million viewers for every baseball game that he played the entire season. Like I'm talking about just in Japan. And the reason why he wasn't on all those talk shows is because there's a language barrier. There would have had to be a translator.
They have translators.
Yes, but that's not the same. That is not the same.
Lose.
Again, I'm not
You're
taking
a
it
baseball
away.
guy.
I'm not taking it away from her. There's no way.
I'm going to give it to Jerry Jones.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Take the wheel. Take the wheel.
Jesus.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the SEC. Texas kicked in the door, but then they shut it right in front of them by making some questionable choices right here on a Wild Out Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there. And you hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat.
Only on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
On 35 going northbound at East 38th and a half Street, we have an accident that is going to be blocking your two left lanes. It's going to be stop and go back from 32nd Street. And on 35 Frontage Road going southbound at Yeager, you're dealing with an accident. I'm Warren Shore, and that is your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
It's your last chance to snag Dell Technologies' lowest prices of the year before the holidays. Save on select PCs that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Billshappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right. Now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
When you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't have to face it alone. At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. You will have a dedicated legal team fighting for your best interest every step of the way. We've given over $1 billion to our clients in just the past 4 years and have earned more than 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay. PayPal.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you. It's Hump Day, Texas fans. Time to get over that midweek slump with your favorite team and your favorite crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Nothing pairs better with Texas athletics than an ice-cold Bud Light. Whether you're cheering on the Longhorns from the stadium or watching the game from home, make every Wednesday feel like a victory. So grab your friends and grab a Bud Light. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Must be 21. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What's up, everybody? Adnan Burke here to tell you about a new podcast. It's NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here, and after playing 700 NHL games, I got a lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Each week we'll get together to chat about the sport that we love.
But we're not just going to be talking hockey, folks. We're talking movies. We're talking TV, food, and Adnan's favorite, wrestling. It's all on Le Table.
Listen to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and start listening.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
Coming up in the next segment, we have Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman joining us as he always does on Wednesdays. But right now, I want to get into this conversation, Mark. The SEC announced their top 3 teams, right? The all-SEC team that is first team, second team, third team. Now, on the first team for the Texas Longhorns, you had Kelvin Banks.
Yes.
Rightfully so. He's up for a bunch of awards, offensive lineman awards, and the offensive line for the University of Texas is probably one of the best that they've had, and they are finalists for the Joe Moore Award. Then you go over to the defensive side, where you would think Texas would have quite a few people. It's the number one ranked defense
right.
in the SEC and in college
football. Both safeties.
Yeah.
Corner.
You would have
middle linebacker.
Yes.
Two defensive tackles.
Yep.
One defensive end.
Yep. You would think that. Nope. Not one defensive lineman.
Get out of town.
For the University of Texas with the best defensive team.
Hate.
Made the first team. Linebacker. Nope. Anthony Hill did not make first team. Playmaker. The only person that made the first team on the defensive side of the ball was Jahdae Barron. Rightfully so.
He deserved that.
Yeah. But so did some other guys.
So did Makuba.
Andrew Makuba. So did Michael Taft.
So did Michael Taft.
Yeah. How about Alfred Collins, what he was able to do this year?
Yeah.
What about Vernon Broughton, who turned it on, made surges, did well? Now, look, we're not crying for Texas.
Oh, I am.
I'm crying for the simple fact that these guys earned this. How are you labeled the best defense in the SEC and in college football and not being represented on the first team? So now we go to the second team offense. You've got Quinn Ewers, who made second team quarterback.
Yeah.
You got Gunnar Helm. First team quarterback was Jackson Dart of Ole Miss.
People are like, who?
Yeah. Second team tight end was Gunnar Helm. Well-deserved. Thought he should have been a first teamer, but I digress. Again, second team. Not one Texas defensive lineman was named to the list. Linebacker, Anthony Hill, made the second team. That's it. Those are our 3 second teamers. Now let's go to the third. Trey Wisner, third team running back. He worked his tail off, got to the spot, did what he
Good
needed
for
to
him.
do. That's it. And that came out of nowhere. Think about it.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was on the not practice squad, but he was on the special teams last year. He was low on the depth chart, even though Coach Sark told us that he expected him to have a huge year. He just didn't know at what capacity or how he was going to be out there, but he expected a lot of good things from him. They were achieved. But then you go to the defensive side on the third team. Still no defensive lineman for the University of Texas.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Who judged this?
Andrew Makuba made the third team in the secondary. You know who didn't?
Michael Taft.
Michael Taft.
The human missile.
The guy that, what did he tell you? I want to take your soul?
I want to take your soul.
Yes. The heart and soul of this football team.
I'm still scared.
I mean, now, look, I understand we can be considered homers.
We are. I am. I'm on it.
Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma should not have been the first teamer over what we saw from Hill, Anthony Hill Jr. That should
They
not
played in the same game against each other, and it was obvious who was the most dominant linebacker in that game on both teams.
Yep. They will be naming they will release the individual awards, who's the SEC MVP, defensive MVP, all those different things. That stuff will be announced today. All freshman team. And the reason why I bring up all freshman team is because you noticed that I didn't mention your guy, Colin Simmons, at all on this deal.
I know.
It is, I don't understand how these votes.
Like I said,
and I'm
who's
in the media.
judging?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ask Danny because Danny has votes on a lot of these different things, and I know we got sent some stuff, but it is interesting to me that this continues to be the narrative. You didn't want Texas to come here. There was a governor, a senator that did a speech at Congress the other day talking about send Texas back to the Big 12, wasting taxpayers' money to do that. But you look at what Texas has achieved. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that all these guys need to be on the first team, second team. I'm not saying all that. But the fact that they're not on it, on any team, that is the crime here. Those guys went out there and earned that stuff this year. They came into a brand new league and made their presence felt, played for an SEC championship, and the talk was all about the defense this past year. And yet, we only have a few players that are recognized on a defense that is now in the college football playoffs.
And we're going to talk about it even more in my World's Strongest Take. I'm just saying. I'm not going to let it go.
I'm like, it is crazy when you sit back and you think about the changes. Now, coming into the season, you can look at all the preseason stuff and what was part of it and who came to SEC media days and some of the guys that showed up. But there's some numbers that are out there that you just scratch your head at strictly because of the fact that we all got a chance to see it ourselves.
Is there a statistic about Colin Simmons and his production compared to one of the people that got first, second, or third team?
I'm sure there is. There is definitely a metrics because our guy Nash Talks, again, he posted some stuff. Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State who came from Alabama, got a chance to play early in his career at Alabama. Then he transferred to Ohio State. Caleb Downs had 62 tackles. He's by the way, he's a Thorpe Award finalist too, by the way. Caleb Downs had 62 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 3 PBUs, 1 interception, and no forced fumbles. Michael Taft, 61 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 7 PBUs.
Pass breakups for y'all that don't love
2
sports.
Interceptions, and 1 forced fumble.
And about 15 times this season, he took somebody's soul.
Yeah. Then you look at, here you go with the first team and second team. Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma and Anthony Hill. Anthony Hill, 47 solo tackles, 7.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 1 INT. Danny Stutzman, 44 solo tackles, 1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, and 0 interceptions.
I'm done.
It just doesn't.
Why you even tell me that?
Because I'm just curious to the fact of how do we come up with this? It's kind of like the college football playoffs, to be quite honest with you. It's kind of like anything that you do that you have a vote. Like the numbers could be staring you dead in the face. Again, you're playing for a team that is now in the college football playoffs that has the best defense in the conference. I'm not even going to go nationally. I'm going straight up conference. And Texas cannot put they put 1 defensive player on the first team.
Can you put all of this on paper for me so I can go over to UT?
That ain't got nothing to do with UT. That has nothing to do with UT. It's the SEC voters. That's what it's about. It's the people who vote. We know how that goes. But the people who vote. So when you're looking at this and you're trying to wrap your head around it, it's the sports writers. It's the people that follow the game. And obviously, they're not following enough. But you start to look and you realize, hey, man, there are some opportunities that have been missed to kind of put people in the right spot.
I'm just done.
And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that obviously Colin Simmons and can get recognized as that
nationally
guy.
rather than just conference.
Here's the other
because
part.
this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Here's another thing that I want you to think about. Think about all the players of the week that Texas had. Think about all the linemen of the week. Think about the times that Anthony Hill was recognized as the defensive player of the week.
For the SEC.
For the SEC.
And then didn't get.
And nationally, too.
And nationally, yeah.
Yeah. And I know. It's like,
this is finna make them look real bad because when the national awards come out, they're going to be like, how in the hell do you not make it in your conference, but you make it in the grander scheme of college football?
Yeah.
It's them, not us.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt.
It's them, not us.
Yeah. I mean, now it's truly
Can you tell your wife to make me a
Us
shirt?
about everybody. Us versus everybody. This is truly Texas versus everybody. Michael Taft, being as classy as he probably shouldn't be all the time, but being as classy and forthright that he was, he said, all this is motivation. It just motivated. Just motivated this team as well. Because think about all the snubs that I just said. The offensive linemen, the defensive players of the week.
If you and I are talking about it, what do you think they're doing?
Oh, you know as well as I do as a player. You and I are in the locker room talking about this stuff and trying to make it, make it work.
Bro, they don't think you're worth it.
Right.
They don't think you no good. You ain't even get mentioned. Man.
Yeah.
Bless Clemson heart.
But see, yeah.
I feel sorry for them now.
Fellas. Good luck for this. But yeah, it's just crazy when you start to look back at all of these thoughts and the players that are involved in this game and how it goes down. It's just really, really interesting. I want to stay on the subject of college athletics because there was some news that came out yesterday that I find very interesting. And the fact of the matter is that the interesting part about this is that Bill Belichick is the voice and the thought that a lot of people are looking at, saying that he might be going to North Carolina. Now, I want you to hear what he said from Pat McAfee's show on Monday. When all of this was happening, the conversation came up, he spent some time at North Carolina. And I want you to hear what he said and tell me, how are you taking it?
Okay.
Let me put this in capital letters. If.
Yeah.
I-F. If I was in a college program, the college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It will be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football, whether that was the end of their college career or at the end of their pro career. But it would be, geared toward, developing the player, time management, discipline, structure, and all that would be life skills, regardless of whether they're in the NFL or in somewhere in business. And I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the National Football League to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to have the opportunity to compete in the National Football League. Whether they're good enough or not, I don't know, but they would be ready for it. I don't have any doubt about that. So that would be the first comment that I would make, relative to the structure of the program. It would be an NFL program, but not at the NFL level.
Yeah. Which is quite a benefit to have the guy that ran the dynasty.
No doubt.
In the middle of this entire thing. Bill, listening to you lay that out, I just thought of every NFL guy's son. Okay, everybody that's ever been in the NFL that has a son that's in there, like Bill Belichick's offering up a one-way trip to how we're doing life. Yeah, we can go. Any expatriate that has a kid, obviously, over all those years, I assume they're going to be like, hey, need you to give my boy a rat. That's a big part of like college, though. It used to be development,
Yes.
Now it's like a big difference. And if you find the right guys, you can build it. And if you got the resources, you can do it anywhere, especially at a P4 program.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, a real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Hey, folks, Bama Brown here. If you've been listening to me for 37 years here in Austin Radio, then maybe you'll listen to my podcast. That's right. I'm doing a podcast. I'm going to talk about all kinds of different things. But I've got stories from radio, stories from life, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to make you laugh anyway. Give us a listen. You might enjoy it. It's called the Bama Brown Experience, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Easy to listen to, BamaBrownPodcast.com, or free on the iHeartRadio app. That's the BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
35 going northbound at East 38th and a half Street. An accident has your 2 left lanes blocked off. You're going to be stop and go back from 32nd Street. Still working this wreck on the 35 frontage road southbound at Yeager, and then Old Torf at Wickersham. We have a wreck. I'm Warren Shore, and that is Austin Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's.
One buzzword constantly being thrown out in today's auto finance world is affordability. The price of everything has gone up, including vehicles and monthly payments. Auto companies are currently grappling with this issue for their customers. At Apple Leasing, we want you to know that we've been attacking affordability for our customers for over 40 years. A lease offers a much lower payment and reasonable finance terms that can match most customers' trade cycles. Are you in the market now for a new vehicle and finding out your favorite model's prices increased 40%? Maybe you've heard about Apple Leasing on the radio over the years or from friends and neighbors, but haven't made the call yourself. With interest rates dropping and rebates being introduced back to the market, why wouldn't you call Apple Leasing? Join thousands of other happy clients and make that one call that will save you time and money. Our leasing professionals are ready to serve you. Call 512-346-9977. That's 512-346-9977. Or visit us online at appleleasing.com.
Experiences make life more meaningful. And with MasterCard's Priceless.com, you can immerse yourself in unforgettable experiences in dining, sports, art, entertainment, and more in over 40 destinations. From a round of golf with a legendary player to a cooking class with a celebrity chef, you can feel your passions and create lasting memories. Explore experiences today at Priceless.com, exclusively for MasterCard cardholders. Terms and conditions apply.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
Want to win 2,000 times your money simply by watching football? With Better Picks, every play will have you on the edge of your seat, as game day just got 2,000 times more exciting. That's right, Better Picks has the highest multipliers in all of daily fantasy, letting you turn $1 into $2,000, $10 into $20,000, all the way up to $100,000 payouts. That's higher than all those other Pick'em fantasy apps.
And it's super simple to use. Just pick a few players, choose more or less on their stats, and follow along live.
Why would you use any other daily fantasy app when you can win 2,000 times your money only on Better Picks? Go to betterpicks.com, BETRPicks.com, or download Better on the app or Play Store and use promo code RADIO to experience the thrill of playing for up to 2,000 times your cash. Plus, new users get up to a $200 match on their first deposit. It's simply better with Better Picks.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line. Plus, 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking. Like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys when you switch.
You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
And we up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jangle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. Well qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later.
The financial world's biggest players just dropped a bombshell. Citigroup's latest prediction, gold rocketing past $3,000 by 2025. Think about that number, $3,000. While Wall Street scrambles, here's what they won't tell you. This isn't just a prediction, it's a wake-up call. Every day you wait could cost you. Every moment of hesitation, a lost opportunity. Every maybe tomorrow, another step behind. Smart investors are already moving. They see what's coming. A golden tide that could lift some boats and leave others high and dry. Where will you be when gold hits $3,000? Celebrating your foresight or wishing you'd listened? Noble Gold Investments is your bridge to that future. Your partner in preparation, your guide to what's coming. Be positioned. Be confident. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com now and get 10 1-ounce silver American Eagle coins with a qualified account. Just use promo code SILVER because $3,000 gold won't wait for permission. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risk. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making any investment decision.
Hey, iHeartRadio. Keegan-Michael Key here. There are lots of hotels to choose from out there, but ChoiceHotels.com has a hotel for any traveler you want to be, like a Radisson Hotel with flexible workspaces for refined business person you. A Comfort Hotel with a pool for out-of-office you. Nope, out of office. Or a Cambria Hotel with a stylish bar for margarita on the rocks you. With 22 brands, you can be confident that Choice Hotels is a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over, and if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Will the Vikings really let Sam Darnold walk after this season? With Darnold, Minnesota's become a juggernaut in the NFC. He's big, strong, athletic, huge arm, and reminds you a lot of Andrew Luck. He's put up a couple of dud games this year, and the Vikings have actually won both of those. Regardless of how Minnesota's season plays out, bringing Darnold back, it feels now like a no-brainer. I'm Colin Cowherd.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on the holidays' most fun gifts, all for under $15. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macy'sbackstage.com. Off-price, on-trend, arriving daily.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff. Wednesday edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. Danny Davis. If we don't get him now, we'll get him a little bit later. But we will definitely get into this conversation because there is so much that is going on, and we'll continue these conversations. So let's flip it. We'll have Danny come on at the next segment. But I wanted to talk about this, Mark, because the New York Sack Exchange went belly up. And what do I mean by that? I mean that the fact that Mark Gastineau, who was one of the best defensive ends,
Gag him with a spoon, Gastineau,
was mad as all get out the other day when he ran into Brett Favre. For those that don't know, Mark Gastineau was the all-time single-season sack leader until Yo Kinfo, Michael Strahan got an opportunity to play in a game to sack Brett Favre. And it was very controversial. Let's not make it what it's not. It was very controversial, and it continued to be a conversation about it. And again, I firmly believe that, yes, it was one of those, but Michael Strahan is Michael Strahan, and I believe he would have gotten a sack for sure. But the way that it went down, and for the first time, Mark Gastineau got an opportunity to address Brett Favre. It looked like they were at a card ceremony, signing
autograph signing.
Yeah. And Mark Gastineau was not happy.
I thought we met a long time ago. At least I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back. I'm going to get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
Well, I don't care. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You really hurt me. You hurt me, Brett.
We got to get back to this, Brett. I'm sorry.
They cut Brett off because they were like, nah, let's get up out of here, Brett, because this isn't going to go well. Brett had to go sign some more autographs. But my question to you, Mark, and you've talked about this in some of your speakings, when it comes to records and if guys are clean versus guys that aren't clean and things that go into that conversation. What was your takeaway from that? Remove Michael from it.
Yeah.
Remove
man, don't be doing that.
Yeah, because I already know what you're about to say. I know what
Hey, look, I need you to get in the Christmas spirit.
I know what you're about to say.
Grinch.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the place for that. I mean,
if you hadn't seen him, and that's the only time you get in front of him, what you supposed to do?
Well, I mean, we talked about this before the show started. Like, there's a place and a time to do stuff. But I guess if you've never seen him,
yeah, I mean, it don't look like they hang out because if it would have happened before,
then it probably
would have happened
right.
already. This wouldn't be just now happening.
Brett definitely laid down.
Yeah,
like without a doubt. I remember seeing that and going, you know what, man? He could have tried to roll out. Could have escaped. He could have stepped up in the pocket. He Brett Favre.
Yeah,
and he did.
Right.
And I don't think that you're going to be able to take that off the books.
You can't. It's what it is. It's there. But my
question is, what is he expecting Brett to do about it? He should be saying that to Peter Goodell.
But no. I think Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell.
But
Peter is Kinfolk.
Yeah. Cousin. There's nothing he can do about it, but that was his release. He addressed it.
Right.
He got it off his chest. Moved on now. Because he wanted to see him. He was like, oh, I think we've seen him talk to him. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Because we were both younger, it would have happened differently. Right? Like if Mark Gastineau and it would have happened when Mark was really into it, there might have been a fight at the thing. But because Mark was like,
he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been a fight. That'd have been a drubbing.
Well, whatever. You know, country boy can't survive. So you never know.
I need you to never sing again.
But my whole thing is, in those particular moments, that's your moment. He probably has not ran into Brett Favre anywhere else. Brett Favre just happened to be at the same place. Somebody probably told him because he didn't look like he knew that Brett was there. And then he saw him. He said, I want my sack back. But how are you going to get that? Like,
yeah, and what is he going to do about it?
You can't do nothing. It is what it is. But I think it was one of those final moments that was like, I'm when I see him, it's on. But now when I see
they
him,
had the cameras going too, which to me, I thought was kind of
well, maybe people were looking at it and it was
no, he had a mic on. He did like this, and you could hear the microphone. He hit the microphone. He was mic'd up for a documentary. So, like, when you're performing...
You think that was a work?
Oh, it wasn't a work.
Oh, I was going to say.
Brett had nothing to do with it. He had no idea that they were doing that.
Yeah, he had his hand extended out, and Mark did not shake
Wouldn't
his hand.
shake his hand.
Yeah.
Which is another tell to me. Like, if I reach my hand out to shake my hand, which that happened before with Allen Iverson, which is why I threatened his life and his bodyguard. Because that's not...
Why?
I was like, hey, man, I'm a big fan. And I extended my hand. And he said, oh, I don't shake hands. I make my money with my hands. I said, I make my money with my hands, too. I said, that's disrespectful. I said, and I never squeeze. I know people that squeeze. It's one of my, you ask my wife, it's one of my pet peeves. These liquored up cowboys and bodyguards try to squeeze my hand and show me how strong they are. And I'm like, bro, I'll break your hand if I squeeze back.
Right.
I hated that. So why would I do that to him? But of course he didn't know.
Right.
But he ended up shaking my hand because his bodyguard, hey man, that's Mark Henry. Because he was finna get some work.
You was about to get on him? You was about to get on Iverson?
Bro.
That's like that picture you posted with you as Emmitt Smith and me as Larry Allen.
I didn't make it.
You posted
I outsourced it.
You
and that's what
posted
came
it.
to me. I thought you looked good in 73.
No, I don't.
You look good in those 73.
As my man loves to say, hell to the no.
Hey, didn't I look like real?
No, you did not.
Didn't I
Let's
look
get back
fit
to
and
Mark
trim?
Gastineau.
Okay.
Let's get back to Mark Gastineau. and Brett Favre.
In my opinion, I think that Gastineau was right, but I think that it was wrong time, wrong place.
Yeah.
That's a private conversation. Hey, man, well, I apologize, but that was my friend, and I made a mistake. And if you want to talk to Peter Cadell, I will talk to Peter Cadell with you.
Well, his name is Roger.
Roger. I call him Peter.
When we come back,
Don't Peter sound better?
No. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio.
Mama
AM
call him
13,
Peter. I'm going to call him
1300 is on.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
Accident is now cleared on 35 northbound at 38th and a half Street. No slowdowns from 32nd. On 183 going southbound at McNeil, an accident blocks your right lane. You're seeing 5-minute delays back from Anderson Mill Road. I'm Warren Shore, and that is a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Don't Mess with Texas and the Texas Department of Transportation. As you travel on Texas highways this holiday season, remember that Don't Mess with Texas means don't litter. Even Santa has a trash bag in his sleigh. Spread holiday cheer by keeping trash off the roadways. Don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho, 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 ho.
Tired of battling the cold to open and close your property gate? This holiday season, treat your family to Mighty Mule, the trusted brand for smart and affordable gate opener solutions. And say goodbye to cold noses and wet boots. With easy DIY installation, reliable performance, and energy-efficient solar options, Mighty Mule is more affordable than you'd think and makes securing your property simple. Plus, stay connected with smart technology, allowing you to open and close your gate from anywhere. Visit mightymule.com/iHeartRadio to find your perfect gate opener setup. Take the Build Your Gate System quiz at mightymule.com/iHeartRadio. Whether it's for your home, ranch, or other property, Mighty Mule delivers the convenience and peace of mind you deserve. Made in North America. Ho, ho, ho. Visit mightymule.com/iHeartRadio for smart and affordable gate solutions.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
'Tis the season of savings for holiday cravings at Specs. The fun starts here.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBETAM Austin, your home for the Horns.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of hundreds of thousands of titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Go behind the crime scenes of one of England's most notorious modern murders. In the companion podcast to HBO Max's true crime drama, The Murders at White House Farm, you'll hear from those involved in the making of the series and the real-life events on which the drama is based.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one app.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff. There's a story that's out there right now that is kind of disturbing. I always tell everybody on these shows to make sure that they go get checked, do your men's health, and making sure that you take care of yourself. Same thing with the ladies as well. And there was a story that came out, and it is disturbing in the fact that Randy Moss is dealing with an illness. He told us on NFL Countdown.
Right.
He addressed it. He then announced that he will be away to take care of a personal matter. Everybody looked at him and saw that the eyes were yellow, jaundice, and everything that normally deals with your liver and your kidneys, right? So, but nobody knew. Wasn't an announcement. It was a private matter. Let him go get healthy. Well, apparently Larry Fitzgerald decided to leak on a show as an analyst that he believed that Randy Moss is battling liver cancer and made this announcement. Well, Randy Moss's son, Thaddeus, who played tight end in the NFL, but also played at LSU with that Joe Burrow team, tweeted out yesterday, "This is disgusting. You have no right to try to make private matters public for the sake of engagement. I do not believe my father talks to you, so check your blanking sources." And this goes back to what we talked about yesterday, Mark, the sanctity of the locker room. Men amongst men, right? Homies against homies with homies. So if you and I are talking and I'll let you know something personal, it is not your job to go out and tell other people without my permission.
No, it's not.
Same thing.
I don't even want my
versa.
phone number being given away.
Right. We did talk about that. We did. I'm sorry I gave it to 3 different people yesterday. But I just, if it says scam likely, I told them to put it like that. So you might want to go ahead and answer it. But these are the types of moments of health and privacy that the reason why they have HIPAA, right? Like there's a reason why these certain things are the way that they are. And it goes back, and I saw this yesterday. Kurt Schilling said something about Tim Wakefield at a point, baseball. And nobody knew the diagnosis of what Tim was going through. Tim was a former teammate of mine as well. And Kurt Schilling decides to make a comment about it. And Tim Wakefield's wife went off. You know, it's just certain things. And unless he comes out and tells you on national TV, because he had the opportunity.
Your mouth shut.
Right. He had an opportunity to talk about it on national TV.
He could have.
And he did not. He just said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get right. Your boy's going through some stuff. I'm going to go get right, and I'll be back when I can. Cool. Go handle your business. Well, now they're dealing with this conversation, and it just goes back to the point of what we were talking about with the Brandon Graham, talking about what's going on in the locker room with the Philadelphia Eagles and all the things that end up coming out to light. Sometimes you just need to stay in your lane and not worry about what's going on. Well, worry about them, but not your place to say something.
Yeah, it's like news breakers. There are people that they want to be the first one to, hey, man, sorry to tell you, man, but
yeah.
Gosh, that's horrible.
But I ain't got that. I ain't about that. I don't want to be about that, but it's just one of those things that you're like, wow. It's just unbelievable when you start to break it all down. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. In the second segment, we will have Danny Davis of the Austin American Statement. Third segment, we will have the world's strongest take as we continue to break it down right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBETAM Austin. Hook 'em horns.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the horns. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff, hour number 2. In hour number 1, we talked about Caitlin Clark being Athlete of the Year. We also gave our response to the All-SEC team being announced and people that were missing out. We also talked about what Mark Gastineau felt about Brett Favre laying down for Michael Strahan, and he wants his sack back. Give me my daddy's records. And we just finished that.
Blind Melon Chitlin.
We also just talked about Larry Fitzgerald. Right now, I want to talk about these college football coaches. Obviously, the college football playoffs are in effect. Teams are vying for that national championship that will start next weekend. I'm excited about it as well because Texas Longhorns are in the field. You also get Clemson with Dabo Swinney, Tennessee with Josh Heupel, Ohio State, Ryan Day, SMU, Rhett Lashley, Penn State, James Franklin, Indiana, Cigaretti. You know what I'm talking about? Singeti. And he's the one with the cigarette face. And Spencer Danielson from Boise State, Kirby Smart from Georgia, and Dan Lanning from Oregon. So all of these coaches, Marcus Freeman is in there as well. You won't get a chance to know what his money looks like, and neither will you know about SMU because they're all private institutions and they don't have to tell you. The thing that was so flexed about what SMU was able to do this year, when they joined the ACC, they told them, keep your money. Keep your money. We just want to get into the conference where y'all don't even have to worry about paying us right now. But they said, but you know what we are going to get? We going to get some of that playoff money. So y'all can keep that ACC money. We getting some of that playoff money. They found a way to get themselves back in there and make a little bit of change up in there.
Man, listen, SMU, there's some gangsters.
Man,
they've been ahead of the game. Yeah, they've been ahead of the game since the 70s.
Since the death penalty.
But you know what? Yeah. They got the death penalty because they were the only school really hard to actually think that the players were getting shorted.
No doubt.
And they wanted to win, but more than the fact that they wanted to win, they've always had an administration that was like pro players.
Yeah.
And here we are in this climate now, and that's the end thing. That's the prevalent thing about college sports. We're talking about players getting paid, and you know you can't go back in time and take the death penalty away from them.
Yep.
But I'm all for it.
Yeah,
always have been,
and I'm excited about this too for some of these coaches that aren't on the highest of the pay scale. Look at the coach for Arizona State. Arizona State, who was projected to finish last in the Big 12 media poll, and they turned it around and knocked off Iowa State. And the coach of the Sun Devils, Kenny Dillingham, received $395,000 for appearing in the Big 12 championship game, and he got another $395,000 for winning it. He was also recognized, his $3.9 million salary was the third lowest in the Big 12 behind Cincinnati's Scott Satterfield and Arizona's Brett Brennan. But he has the opportunity to win over $5.3 million in bonuses. Something else that he did, he was awarded some money and he played it out across his staff. His bonus structure he gave to his staff.
He is a G.
And that's why those guys play so hard for him. But since he made the college football playoffs, he gets $1.1 million check. If he makes it to the semifinal, he'll get $197,000. If he makes it to the title game, he gets another $197,000. And if he wins it, he gets another $395,000. So my man has a chance to make quite a bit of money. The coach for Boise State, he made the college football playoffs. He got $88,000. If he wins and gets to the quarterfinals, he gets $110,000. He makes it to the semifinal, $132,000. And if he makes it to the game, the championship game, he gets $176,000. And if he wins it, he gets $220,000. Dabo Swinney, $75,000 for making the playoff. $250,000 for if he gets to the semifinals and then gets to the title game, that's $250,000. And if he wins it, he gets $350,000. Kirby Smart, $175,000 for making the appearance. College football quarterfinal appearance, $250,000. Semifinal, $250,000. Title game, $100,000. And if he wins it, he gets $400,000. Now, this is the cool one. Kurt Signetti, he made $500,000 for making the college football playoffs. He gets $100,000 for the quarterfinal and semifinal. Makes it to the title game, he gets $300,000. And if he wins the college football championship, he gets $1 million. Yeah. Ryan Day, $100,000, $150,000, $100,000, $150,000. And if he wins the title, he gets $500,000. Dan Lanning, $150,000, $50,000, $50,000. And then he makes it to the title game, he gets $250,000. And if he wins it, he gets $500,000. If Josh Heupel gets through all of it, makes it to the championship game, he wins the title, he gets a $600,000 raise. Coach Sark, because he made the college football playoffs, he got $150,000 for that. Quarterfinal appearance, $250,000. Semifinal, $250,000. Title game appearance, $250,000. And if he wins the title, he gets $250,000. So,
man, we're going to Sizzler.
Yeah, you definitely going to get an opportunity to get something good to eat.
We're going to the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. So these coaches and their incentives, and I think the biggest one that I'm happy for right now is Dillingham. But I'll be done being happy for him when Texas beats Clemson and they have to face them. Then I'm not excited for him no more.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over, man.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
it's gonna come up.
So it's a interesting dichotomy when you start to look at how all these coaches and their incentives and the escalators in their contract is kind of like what we were talking about with football. Those quarterbacks, those young quarterbacks, those running backs, the wide receivers that if they catch X amount of balls or targeted, how much money do you get? And that's why I think what we heard from Brandon Brown, I think it was a money situation and everybody was pocket watching when Jalen Hurts isn't able to throw the ball the way that they expect him to.
That's exactly that's the first thing came to my mind when I talked to you about it. I was like, man, that dude wants his money. He wants his escalators. And when they signed Saquon Barkley, you knew right away he was already going to lose catches because they were going to run the ball more.
Yep.
Not to mention Saquon Barkley, how many catches does he have this year?
Yeah, he's got all that too. So he's
got at least 30 catches.
And that's that was the dynamic that he brings to the table every single time, though. I mean, that's who he is as a player.
Then trade him. Like that's like, look, man, you don't want to be
Brown?
Yeah. If you don't want to be here.
Mark, you are so quick to trade people. Why not try to work
because
it out?
You can get value.
Let's try to work it out. You just signed him to an extension. You extended A.J. Brown.
I don't want cancer in my locker room.
I get it, but you are
like we trying to win.
To get rid of somebody, dog.
We're trying to win, and if I can get something for him, let's go.
All right.
Like, don't play with me.
Okay.
You see what Mike Tomlin did?
Yeah.
Bye.
Well,
Tell your story walking.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with Nick Sirianni is he's not a confrontational guy. He likes to confrontate from afar. When he has to be in it, I don't think he wants any of that smoke.
You don't want that smoke.
I don't think he does. That's why they bring in Big Dom. Big Dom. We're going to get Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman coming up next to talk this Texas football team. And, of course, we've got to talk Texas women's basketball right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. The football Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
On 35 going northbound at East 38th and a half Street, we have an accident that is going to be blocking your two left lanes. It's going to be stop and go back from 32nd Street, and on 35 Frontage Road going southbound at Yeager, you're dealing with an accident. I'm Warren Shore, and that is your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Gordita Supreme is so back at Taco Bell in the $7 Lux Cravings Box, alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stack taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs fine spirits and finer foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price amazing. Here's to you. Shout, cheers to savings.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Had enough of this country? Ever dreamt about starting your own?
I planted the flag. This is mine. I own this.
It's surprisingly easy.
55 gallons of water, 500 pounds of concrete.
Or maybe not.
No country willingly gives up their territory.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Bullets.
Listen to Escape from Zakistan on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Escape from Zakistan to start listening.
With your busy schedule, there's no way you have time for all those complicated fantasy lineups. But there is time to win up to 2,000 times your money on Better Picks. With Better Picks, you can jump in fast and pick more or less on your favorite player's stats for a chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash, all in the time it takes to listen to this commercial.
Pick, tap, and win. That's it. Others might stop at 100 times payouts, but with Better Picks, your winnings can soar up to 2,000 times payouts. Turn that $10 bill in your glove box into $20,000 right now. That's real excitement.
So don't forget, if it's game day, it's a Better Picks day. Crank up the excitement with Better Picks and play for huge cash payouts. Go to betterpicks.com, BETRpicks.com, or download Better on the app or Play Store and use promo code RADIO to play for up to 2,000 times your cash. Plus, new users get up to a $200 match on their first deposit. It's simply better with Better Picks.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, iHeartRadio. Keegan-Michael Key here. There are lots of hotels to choose from out there, but ChoiceHotels.com has a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like a Radisson Hotel with flexible workspaces for refined business person you. A Comfort Hotel with a pool for out-of-office you. Nope, out of office. Or a Cambria Hotel with a stylish bar for margarita on the rocks you. With 22 brands, you can be confident that Choice Hotels is a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop Deal Double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line. Plus, 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys when you switch.
You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that check.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. All qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Holidays are better with Keeper's Heart Whiskey, the official whiskey of the DP show. Smooth Irish whiskey meets bold American whiskey. Perfect for sipping, cocktails, or even spiking your coffee or eggnog. Best part? Premium whiskey at a price that'll make your holiday budget happy. Plus, personalize a bottle with a free custom label from their website. Thoughtful, classy, and way better than a pair of socks. Head to keepersheartwhiskey.com. Use the code DAN2024 for $10 off and enjoy the best of both whiskey worlds. Cheers.
Tired of battling the cold to open and close your property gate? This holiday season, treat your family to Mighty Mule, the trusted brand for smart and affordable gate opener solutions. And say goodbye to cold noses and wet boots. With easy DIY installation, reliable performance, and energy-efficient solar options, Mighty Mule is more affordable than you'd think and makes securing your property simple. Plus, stay connected with smart technology, allowing you to open and close your gate from anywhere. Visit mightymule.com/iHeartRadio to find your perfect gate opener setup. Take the Build Your Gate System quiz at mightymule.com/iHeartRadio. Whether it's for your home, ranch, or other property, Mighty Mule delivers the convenience and peace of mind you deserve. Made in North America. Ho, ho, ho. Visit mightymule.com/iHeartRadio for smart and affordable gate solutions.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
Talking about covering the 40 acres, and what better way to talk about all of that than going to our guy, Danny Davis of the Awesome American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. Danny, Texas came up short in the SEC championship game, and you know as well as I do, they had their opportunities to make some plays and just came up a little bit short. But what was your main takeaway from what you saw in the SEC championship game?
I think it's one of those things where you look at it and kind of realize a lot needs to go right to win a championship. Everything kind of needs to be humming and clicking. And as you said, Texas had like 46 different chances to win that championship and just kept coming up short, whether it's Britt Auburn missing 2 field goals. In the same game, he becomes Texas's all-time field goal kicker, whether it's not, them not turning those field goal opportunities into touchdowns, whether it's, Jalen Gilbo not blocking on a potential pick 6 in the game's final minutes, whether it's, getting to overtime and just not being able to shut the door on this Georgia team, whether it's letting that backup quarterback drive his team down the field, or in the final minute, having the starting quarterback who's clearly injured come in and not being able to stop a run when that's Georgia's only option. So it's just a bunch of little things that went wrong for, I think, anyone who watched that game knew Texas was the better team just because of how they dominated. But sometimes, getting things done, which is what Georgia did, makes you the better team, and that's what it takes to win a championship, which Georgia has done plenty of times in the last few years.
I wanted to ask too, do you think it's a stigma against Georgia right now? Obviously, in the first matchup here, it was a little bumpy, and Texas came out in the first half, they turned the ball over, created a short field. And other than those short field, they pretty much dominated that game from not giving up so much. Now you go to the SEC championship game, you're in a position to win it and come up short too. You think that plays on the mind of a player from Texas?
Yeah, I was kind of taken back to something that Emma Halter said last season or 2 seasons ago when she was a freshman on the volleyball team. And, they were doing some kind of, pregame pep talk, and this little freshman in the corner wants to say something, and, they call on her, and she just says something as simple as winners win. And, sometimes it's just as simple as that. Georgia is a team full of winners, and they've won national championships, they've won conference championships. They know what it takes to win. And that's not saying people on Texas are losers. Right. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes there's just something about knowing how to win and how to close out games and how to, when I was, a couple minutes ago, I didn't even mention the penalties. There were just plenty of silly penalties that, Texas fans can quibble with, some of the penalties that were called, but Malik Agbo false starting on a field goal attempt was a huge penalty. Yeah. And just little things like that Georgia just didn't make those mistakes because they know what it takes to win a championship. And Texas is still learning how to just do those little things it takes to be able to win. So in a game where you're being dominated and you don't look like the best team on the field, you know how to figure it out and get it done. And sometimes it's just those simple things that, translate into win. And Georgia obviously just knows how to do that.
Danny, I'm a little tight in the face today. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like the fact that there were a lot of phantom calls. I think that there was things that that were missed by this referee staff and official staff, as well as I'm tight in the face about the snubs of being in the SEC for all the SEC awards and accolades. What do you think?
First of all, I'm not one to blame officials for, once again, Texas had about 20 opportunities to win that game, and none of those had anything to do with the officials. There was probably some phantom calls. I'm sure Georgia fans can point to some calls that didn't go their way. Once again, if Malik Agbo holds still on that field goal attempt, Texas wins that game. So that is what that is. The SEC awards, some of that stuff was a complete joke. The fact that the 3 second-team linebackers are Anthony Hill and two of the 5 Butkus Award finalists just kind of makes me just kind of roll my eyes about what that award is.
Right.
But at the same time, there are plenty of fans around the country wondering why Quinn Ewers, who every Texas fan wants benched right now, is a second-team quarterback. So, there's that whole team is questionable. That whole team that's kind of why postseason awards, I guess, are there. I guess to make us talk about them and, ask questions and get angry and stuff like that. But I'm sure the list goes, whether it's, Michael Taft or, Anthony Hill being second team, or the fact that the best defense in the country has 1 first team honoree on this team. That's definitely reason to talk about it over here on the 40 acres. But as with most things, I just kind of roll my eyes. But I'm sure if I came up with a all SEC team or y'all did, there'd be plenty of ways to nitpick that as well. It's a thankless job, but luckily I didn't have to do it. I can just rip it.
That's the beautiful thing about it. So now you get Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers coming to DKR Texas Memorial Stadium next weekend with a big matchup. Both teams probably have a chip on their shoulder. The reason why I believe Dabo is is because nobody really believed in them. They didn't believe in the NIL. They didn't believe in the transfer portal. And now Dabo can gloat a little bit, coming to take on the mighty machine, which is the University of Texas. What was your initial thought of Texas and the matchup against Clemson?
I mean, I don't think Dabo should be gloating too much. It took a 56-yard field goal against SMU in order to sneak him in the playoff. But once again, that's another case of, that's a culture, that's a program that knows how to win. Yep. Maybe not this exact team, but that's a championship winning coach, and I'm sure he's instilled some of those strategies and values into his team. But I mean, it's a fun matchup. I mean, these are two historic programs somehow have never played each other. I mean, we're going to talk about the Klubnik angle enough times between here and next Saturday. And just, it's just a fun matchup. And I don't think it's going to be a walkover for Texas. I think Texas should be favored, and we'll probably win this game. But that's going to be a fun first round matchup, and see if who gets to go to Arizona, who gets to face Arizona State the following weekend.
Let me ask you this. We're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him on social media at _Danny Davis. I want to get over to the volleyball side because you mentioned it just a little while ago. Volleyball advances. They're headed up to Penn State and getting ready to play Creighton there to try to get closer and closer to possibly getting a three-peat. What they swept all the way through here when they played at Gregory Gym. Now they're going on the road, and this is an experience, yet there are some young pieces on this volleyball team. What are your expectations from State College?
I mean, I think it's a tough road, especially to go on the road to a place like Penn State, which is what Penn State's number 2 overall seed, I think. So that's obviously a tough road. I mean, Texas did this last year, and then they had to go on the road to Stanford, which is not an easy path, and beat it, faced barely survived Tennessee, and then kind of got hot, and the rest is history. But so we'll see what happens. But I may go back to what I said earlier. I mean, winners win. I mean, Emma Halter's still on this volleyball team. Madison Skinner's still on this volleyball team. Jenna Winehouse is still on this volleyball team. Reagan Rutherford's won a championship at Kentucky. So I mean, these are players who know how to win. They know what's going on this time of the year, and we'll see if that translates. Maybe the things that ailed them throughout the season kind of get figured out during this condensed part of the calendar, and they just catch fire like they did last year and win another championship. But I think Penn State should feel comfortable and feel like the favorites going into this weekend, since it's at their house and Texas has a uphill battle. But I mean, if Texas gets hot and wins 2 matches this week, I don't think anyone should be shocked. I mean, this is a team that many people thought was going to go for the three-peat this season, and they've had their bumps, but maybe they figured it out solely based on that experience and those talented seniors and juniors who have won championships stepping up.
Talking about volleyball, I've been in direct contact with Marcus Spears, and as you know, his daughter will be coming here. Is there another prospect equal to her that are coming to University of Texas?
I mean, this is Texas. I mean, first off, it's a little too early for me to be talking about volleyball recruiting. My plate's already full enough. But this is Texas. Jarrett does an excellent job of continually recruiting the best of the best want to come to Texas for not only the volleyball program, but since it's the NIL era, there's obviously a lot of other things that this school can offer players as far as their platforms and opportunities to make money. I mean, just turn on the TV and you can't not see Madison Skinner every 30 seconds on some ads. So obviously there's a lot of opportunities at Texas. Recruiting is never going to be an issue for Jarrett. I know they have some talented pieces coming in this upcoming year, and I think in their class after that, they've already had some high profile recruits commit to that. So recruiting is never going to be an issue they're always going to have 5-star. I don't know if volleyball has 5 stars, whatever the top of the top is, the best of the best are going to be wanting to come to Texas. And that's the way it's been the past 10 years. And it's going to be as long as Jarrett's here.
Well, let's go over to the basketball court with the ladies, and had a tough game against Notre Dame in the SEC ACC Challenge. Went to overtime, ended up losing because they couldn't score and turn the ball over in the overtime period. But they rebounded, got the win at James Madison, and now tomorrow they get a chance to take on Southern, and then on Sunday they go to Richmond. What are some of the growing pains that you're seeing with this basketball team? Now, they're still ranked high. They do some things great, but I know that Coach Vick is trying to get the right chemistry going with the team, with each player on the floor?
Well, I think they get a chance to practice tonight against Southern. I don't think that's going to be much of a game, but still head on out to the Moody Center to support the team. I mean, there isn't really much to look into with this team. I mean, Notre Dame's very good, and they're very talented. Their backcourt is, I mean, Hannah Hidalgo may end up being the player of the year. I mean, that's a talented team. She did her thing against Texas. The matchup with her and Rory was fun to watch. And Texas just had a bad day. I mean, 23 turnovers. That was, pretty stunning to see from a Texas team, especially since Notre Dame was playing zone. And then you look at the players who were committing the turnovers, and it was kind of like, okay, that's a bad night for them, and it went to overtime. I mean, that was a game that could have gone either way. It was a 10-point game in the end because Texas just kind of ran out of gas, and Vic kind of played a very short bench. Was probably maybe not the wisest thing since he has depth on his team this year, but I think it's a matter of the freshman proving that he can trust them, because the freshmen really didn't play that much in that Notre Dame game. I think Vic, in retrospect, has admitted that was kind of a mistake. So maybe those freshmen getting some more minutes and figuring out a way to work them into fray. So Rory's not playing 45 minutes against the top 10 team as much as this team leans on her. I mean, she does need some rest. She's coming off a knee surgery, and you kind of want to use those depth pieces. So I think it's just kind of working on that depth and figuring some stuff out. But Texas is fine. I mean, losing to a Notre Dame team is not a bad loss in overtime at their house. I mean, they'll be fine, and I think they'll have another chance to prove themselves. Not tonight, but when they head to Richmond this weekend.
Yeah, Richmond is going to be one of their battles, especially on the road. A lot of people coming into town. I mean, when Texas comes to different arenas, especially being as highly touted as they are and the balance that they have, it will be a big
everybody shows
matchup.
up.
That's right. Well, Danny, we'll talk to you next week as we prepare for Texas's first home matchup in the college football playoffs against the Clemson Tigers. Thanks, Danny.
See y'all.
All right, appreciate it. Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. Make sure you get over and follow him at Danny Davis. Or at _ Danny Davis. Mark, I was thinking about what he was saying about this Texas football team, and it's true. Winners win, and you just got to make sure that you find any way possible, scratch, clawing, whatever it is, to find that break. I was thinking about some of the plays that was happening. Yes, they mentioned the interception by Jade, but then the one play where they could have had a scoop and score, and they ended up getting tackled. And there's just so many moments that defense puts you in a position to be able to do that.
Play winning football all the time.
Yep.
Not just when it's convenient for you.
No doubt.
Make it happen.
When we come back, we're going to talk about winning football. How can you get the wins to get to the championship? Oh, yeah. The world's strongest man is bringing you the world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Let's be honest, you won't be hoisting a championship trophy anytime soon.
Hail, Michigan, the champions of college football.
But you could still be a winner. Get over to am1300thezone.com and check out the contest page, where we're always giving away cool prizes, including tickets and games, concerts, and events around Austin. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hug 'em.
35 southbound at the Southeast Inner Loop. An accident has the right lane blocked off. It's a 20-minute delay back from RM 2338. 183 southbound at McNeil. A wreck's cleared up. You're sluggish back from Anderson Mill. I'm Warren Shore, and that is a look at your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get fresh, boneless, skinless chicken breasts or thighs for only $1.77 per pound. Plus, save on fresh produce and get large mangoes or avocados too for $1. Download the Randall's Deals and Delivery app for more deals.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. You're busy. So, Leif Johnson Ford has made it simple. Pick yours at leafjohnsonford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, You can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leaf Johnson Ford. Leaf Johnson Ford has made buying a new Ford simple.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Let your kids explore and have adventures while staying connected with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. Perfect for playtime, these walkie-talkies offer a safe way to communicate without the need for internet access. With a durable design, easy-to-use features, Rapid Radios ensure your children can enjoy their adventures while you keep peace of mind. They're perfect for backyard fun, neighborhood explorations, and beyond. Visit rapidradios.com, receive up to 60% and an additional 5% off using the code RADIO.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, The numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
Had enough of this country? Ever dreamt about starting your own?
I planted the flag. This is mine. I own this.
It's surprisingly easy.
55 gallons of water for 500 pounds of concrete.
Or maybe not.
No country willingly gives up their territory.
Oh my God.
What is that?
Bullets.
Listen to Escape from Zakistan on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Escape from Zakistan to start listening.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, freeze warning in effect for your Wednesday morning. Sunny skies, a high near 65. Clear tonight, a low near 35. Thursday, mostly cloudy, a high in the upper 60s.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Gordita Supreme is so back at Taco Bell in the $7 Lux Cravings Box, alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stack taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
Your holiday to-do list can be longer than Santa's. Between the shopping, the decorating, kids' concerts, and, oh yeah, keeping the magic alive. iHeartRadio is here to bring the joy to your busy days with commercial-free Christmas stations like iHeart Christmas. Or dozens of playlists so you can pick and match your holiday vibe. Open your free iHeart app and search Holiday to explore stations, playlists, and more.
Wake up with Harge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Y'all know what it is when that beat drop. You know what's going on. It's that time for the big fella, the Mark Henry, to bring you the world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
What's up, man?
You know what time it is?
It's time to crack open this Bud Light.
You know what? You cracking open Bud, and I got this bottle of sparkling. Man, this ain't even alcohol. This is for non-alcoholic people.
It is perfect
gosh.
for you.
Oh,
it is perfect for you.
I was finna get lit. I was finna get arrested. Is what was about to happen. I already got Khalil to be my designated.
You already said, Khalil,
Khalil,
you are designated.
You gotta take me home.
All right, let's do it again.
All right,
let's
here we
do it
go.
again. Big
Hard,
fella, take it away.
Hard, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the world's strongest take. Khalil, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm drunk. I'm going to jail. Well, today, guys, I keep hearing all this talk about the path to the championship. Who has the easiest path? Who has the most likely path to the championship? And I figured I would give you my take on how this is going to go.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it. SMU and Penn State. Penn State. Indiana, Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Notre Dame, Georgia. Georgia. Boise, Penn State. Boise.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
James Franklin can't win his own house. Georgia over Boise. And now let's go to the top of the bracket. Clemson, Texas. Texas. Tennessee, Ohio State. Tennessee. Oregon, Tennessee. Tennessee. Big upset. Texas, Arizona State. Texas. Texas, Tennessee. Texas.
Real UT.
The real UT.
Come on now.
Georgia, Boise, Georgia. Texas and Georgia meet up again in the championship game.
Winners win.
And I tell you what, this may be the most watched college football game of all time. What say you?
I like that path. I like the path because Texas and Georgia are playing each other, but you didn't give me no winner.
Texas.
Oh, okay, there we go. I mean, you got to stand on it. You got to stand on it.
Texas wins.
And a lot of people believe that Texas is the team to be in to get to this national championship title matchup, rematch, triple. This is the third time's the charm. This is the third time if that happens.
Yeah,
man.
it's the third time. But you know what? I was a little bit on the fence because I wanted Texas to play Oregon, but I just don't think Oregon could go through Tennessee. I just don't think so. I watched Tennessee play and I watched Oregon play, and Tennessee's defense is better than what Oregon has faced in their path to the championship.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna give you the odds on this from the way that you broke it down because it gives credence to what you were talking about. So you look at Arizona State and you look at Boise State. They're both plus. Boise State is plus 5,200. Arizona State is plus 4,800. Indiana plus 4,400. SMU plus 3,800. Clemson plus 3,600. Tennessee plus 2,500. So your upset alert is Tennessee making it to play against Texas in the semifinal matchup. So there's a good money value right there if you wanted to put Tennessee. But this is for them to win the championship. You also have Notre Dame that is at plus 910. Penn State plus 620. Ohio State, who you have Tennessee upsetting, is plus 440. Texas plus 390. Georgia plus 350. And Oregon Ducks plus 340. So when you start looking at all of these bowl games and the expectations from within, you start to say, all right, how's this path? What's the path? Where are we going? How's this going to work? So I looked at the path that you're talking about. I do have the Texas Longhorns, number 5 in the playoff rankings, taking on Arizona State, and I do believe that Texas is going to beat Arizona State. Understood. I also look at this Tennessee matchup in Ohio State. Ohio State playing at the Shoe. I'm wondering if this is going to be the game of all games for Ryan Day. But I want to go on to the other side before I finish that part. I'm looking at this Indiana and Notre Dame matchup. Notre Dame is a team that has a lot to prove. They have a hiccup, and it was the hiccup against Northern Illinois. That was the game that kind of stood out to a lot of people. Singetti, he believes that Indiana is one of the best teams in the country, rightfully so. They're in the playoffs, but I don't think they have enough to get past Notre Dame because Notre Dame is playing at a very, very high level right now. Now, this Georgia matchup that you were thinking that Georgia was going to get to the championship, do you believe that Georgia can win to get to the championship without Carson back, with that new quarterback? And is it because that new quarterback provides mobility? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, I think he's a more mobile quarterback, which still plays in the Texas. And everybody will say, oh, it's because Carson Beck didn't play. No. I think that this is actually a tougher road to hoe, as my granny would say, because of a mobile quarterback.
So I have Ohio State defeating Tennessee. I have Oregon and Ohio State matching up again. It is a neutral site game, and I am praying for Ryan Day. And the reason why I'm praying for Ryan Day is because I want Ryan Day to face Texas, because next year the Texas Longhorns and Ohio State play each other in the Big House. But I got Texas beating Ohio State, and I got Texas playing for the national championship. But I do have them playing in the national championship against Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is a better football team than what people want to give them credit for. I'm not going to give a lot of love to to Boise State. They did a great year. They've done some amazing things, but I don't know if I'm going to give them the love that they need when it gets to this type of battle.
Harge, everybody's just, putting all the focus on Genty.
Yeah.
The quarterback for them is a dog. He reminds me a lot of the quarterback at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's got some swag about
He's
him. Man.
tough.
Yep. And
He
can
will
move
run
around.
it right in your face.
Yep.
He throws the short and intermediate passes very, very well. He's not a deep ball thrower.
Yeah.
He's a scheme thrower. You got to scheme a pass open. He doesn't have the big rocket arm like Arch or Quinn. So they put the right game plan together. I think that Boise can beat just about everybody in this field other than Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee. That's my.
I see it. I see it. There it is. The Mark Henry bringing you the world's strongest tech. When we come back, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. There's some money being thrown out there, folks, in the major leagues. That's right. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300.
What's home?
Text Texas, followed by your message to 81530 to chat along with your favorite sports radio AM 1300 The Zone hosts. That's Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Sports radio AM 1300 The Zone. Longhorns football plays here.
DeAndre Moore, great play fake by Arch Manning, turns down the sidelines, saying goodnight to this one. Isaiah Bond takes it 50 yards, the catch and run for a Texas touchdown.
Longhorns football plays here, only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to every University of Texas football game on 98.1 KVAT. Hook 'em.
Accident on 183 southbound at Lamar blocks the right lane. That's a 20-minute slowdown, and your two left lanes are blocked off southbound at Duval due to a wreck. That's a 10-minute slowdown. 35 southbound at the southeast inner loop. The right lane's blocked off. 20-minute delay from RM 2338. I'm Warren Shore with Austin Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Don't Mess with Texas and the Texas Department of Transportation. As you travel on Texas highways this holiday season, remember that Don't Mess with Texas means don't litter. So stay off Santa's naughty list and deck the halls, not our roadways. Don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or henna.com.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
For many of us, the holiday season means more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more of your personal information in more places that you can't control. All it takes is one innocent mistake, even if it's not your mistake, to expose your identity, and you'll be exposed to identity theft. Not to worry, LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to threats you might miss on your own. Even if you keep an eye on your bank and credit card statements, you could still be a victim. A U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. The last thing you want to do this holiday season is face drained bank accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft all alone. Gift yourself peace of mind with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com. Save up to 40% on your first year with the promo code Patrick. That's promo code Patrick for 40% off at LifeLock.com. LifeLock.com, for threats you can't control.
Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho, 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 ho.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
Did you know that solar energy gives you independence from utilities and helps keep your energy costs down? Why not get a free estimate with locally owned Divided Sky Roofing and Solar? You can get more information at mydividedsky.com. That's mydividedsky.com.
Experiences make life more meaningful. And with MasterCard's Priceless.com, you can immerse yourself in unforgettable experiences in dining, sports, art, entertainment, and more in over 40 destinations. From a round of golf with a legendary player to a cooking class with a celebrity chef, you can feel your passions and create lasting memories. Explore experiences today at Priceless.com, exclusively for MasterCard cardholders. Terms and conditions apply.
For holiday gifting at lower prices, shop Specs. Cheers to savings.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Saving energy saves you money. Whether you switch to Energy Star light bulbs, install Energy Star appliances, or add extra insulation. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
The Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
I want to make sure that you get a chance to win some tickets. All you got to do is hit the red microphone on the iHeart Radio app. You can leave the message. The word Ghost for a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Ghost August 14th at the Moody Center. It's on the iHeart Radio app. All you got to do is say the keyword and say you heard it on the radio, Ghost. Make sure you do that. Make sure
That's
you
the
tune
sound
in.
Ghost make.
I was gathering that. Make sure you tune in.
You're so grumpy.
To the Craig Way Show this afternoon from 2 to 5 with Craig Way and Cam Parker. They'll be giving away tickets to see Brooks and Dunn. So you want to make sure that you tune in to that. Mark, Jingle Bells, you can put that down now, man.
Okay.
So Major League Baseball, they're in the middle of doing all their signings. It's they're having winter meetings in Dallas this week, and that's where all the deals are being made. All the agents, all the general managers, everybody's in town trying to do the things that they need to do to
Number
get ready.
crunch.
Yes. We've already talked about Juan Soto, and there's news coming out that the reason why Soto didn't sign back with the Yankees was because of the way his family was treated during his time in New York at the Yankees. Don't know if it's true or false, but that's what the rumor is. But the Yankees did go out and make a big signing yesterday. Well, agreed to signing Max Fried, left-handed pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, one of the top lefties in the game. He signed a record 8-year, $218 million deal, which makes it the fourth highest contract, not including Shohei Ohtani's contract, but the fourth largest starting pitcher contract in Major League history. Garrett Cole had 9 years, $324 million. Steven Strasburg signed for 7 years, $245 million. Yamamoto, the pitcher for the Dodgers last year, signed a 12-year, $325 million deal. And David Price, way back in the day when he was with the Boston Red Sox, signed a 7-year, $217 million contract. Also, the Texas Rangers fans should be happy. Nathan Eovaldi agreed to deal to stay with the Texas Rangers, and they need him to stay here because they're going to have some big-time pitching next year because Jacob deGrom will be back. They've got Rocker and Leiter that are coming up from the minor leagues, and they've got some other guys. So the Rangers are trying to make that move again. There will be a lot more free agency signings. There will be a lot more news that will be made throughout this process. And now we try to figure out what's next for some of these other guys. Where are some of these big hitters going to be? Oh, yeah. Also, the Nationals, formerly the Montreal Expos, they win and get the number 1 pick in the 2025 Major League Draft. The Angels and the Mariners get number 2 and 3. The Rockies fall to number 4. The Cardinals are number 5, and the Pirates are number 6. The Marlins are 7. The Blue Jays are 8. Reds are 9, and the White Sox move to number 10, and the Oakland A's are number 11, Rangers 12. Astros are not in that. They're not in the top 18, so we will see how it all plays out. The Astros are making a push to try to keep Alex Bregman. I think that is important for them. I think it's huge for them to be able to keep Bregman, keep that group together. And so it's an exciting time during the offseason. This is where the wheeling and dealing happens. And I can't wait to continue these conversations to see where some of these folks end up. We'll talk a lot more about Major League Baseball. There's a toy drive that is going on this weekend. I'll give you more about that. I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank Khalil. I want to thank you, the people. And as always, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBETAM Austin, covering the 40 acres. You're out, you're about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with. If you missed the show, you can podcast it.